So, She-Hulk team explains the fourth wall breaking finale and delivering an FU to toxic Marvel trolls. All right, let's read this out. Throughout, She-Hulk attorney at law Jennifer Walters, aka She-Hulk, Tatiana Maslany, repeatedly breaks the fourth wall by not only directly addressing the camera, but acknowledging that she exists in a Marvel Studios superhero TV show. In the season finale, pointedly titled Whose Show Is This?, Jennifer smashes out of the show entirely, jumping through the Disney Plus portal to confront the writers of the show and why the finale is so needlessly convoluted with extraneous, nonsensical plot lines, including one about a cabal of toxic fanboys who troll Jennifer online about being a female superhero who doesn't deserve her powers. All right. Eventually, Jennifer confronts the one in charge. No, not Marvel Studios chief Kevin Feige, but Kevin, or Knowledge Enhanced Visual Interconnectivity Nexus, a sentient robot armed with the most advanced entertainment algorithm in the world. As Maslany, creator and head director Jessica Gao, and director and executive producer Kat Corro explained to Variety, Feige was in on the gag from the start and even helped to shape his AI avatar. We read what happened with that. They also talked about the satisfaction they felt in seeing real life online trolls use the exact same criticisms of She Hulk, the show, that the fictional online trolls on the show used against She Hulk, the character. As Maslany addressed Jennifer's romance with fellow attorney Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil, Charlie Cox, while Gao and Cuero shed some light on the introduction of Scar, Will Deschner, the surprise son of Jennifer's cousin Bruce Banner, aka the Hulk, Mark Ruffalo. So I guess this is where the interview starts. In addition to breaking the fourth wall, the finale tackles some of the exact same trolling comments that Marvel fans have been making. How did it feel to watch that happen as the show aired, knowing how the finale would turn out? Tatiana Maslany. Jessica Gao is a genius and knows about the culture we're living in and her position in it when she's writing these stories about a woman superhero. She knows what that response is going to be. As a cast, it was delightful sending each other those troll responses like, oh my God, give them a week, and then they're going to literally see this pop up verbatim in the show and become the villains of the show. It was so thrilling. Were you expecting to face the trolls when you signed on for the show? Maslany says, reading the script, it was so true. There's so much resistance to a woman just existing in that space of superheroes. She can get the hell out of here with that response. There's always going to be that. I sort of anticipated it. It's why I also feel it's important. There's such an entitlement to space held by certain people, then to even exist as She Hulk is like a fuck you. And I love that. Am I going to keep going with this, bro? Because I'm about to have a stroke from
Nah,
reading.
bro, keep going. Expose their
Oh my
fuckery.
God.
Expose the bullshit. But on that, nobody had
Right.
an issue with Black Widow. She was actually a
No,
badass. Actually,
she
there's
was.
a I was telling you to go watch this. There was an anime movie that came out. It was The
Okay.
Punisher and Black Widow. Black Widow and
Oh,
the
yeah.
Punisher.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was anime art style. It was more mature, so they was actually killing folks, but they was on some like more spy type stuff. Uh
Mhm.
Fucking amazing. Find that, y'all go check that out, go watch that movie. But it was great. But so you had Black Widow, and then the introduction. I hated how they handled Quicksilver, but Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver
Mhm.
being introduced, it was great.
It was cool. It was really cool. It was cool.
It
It was
it
their way
was
because they couldn't say mutant, so they said that they're special because of
yeah.
messing with the cosmic stones. Right.
Wrenching her argument right there.
Right.
Fucking Scarlet Witch was dope. Is she got trash eventually because of the misuse of her, but
Right.
yeah, get out of here with that shit. But at the same time, bro, I did I when I did that video reacting to that interview where they was being asked those MCU questions, these
Right.
women, the cast of this show, it was specifically her and Ginger. They didn't know shit about the movies that came before. So they
They
wouldn't
did not.
even know that we actually those characters were being received well. They wouldn't know that people were saying, well, where the fuck is our Black Widow movie?
Oh yeah, we were
So
saying that like as soon as Captain America 2 came out, we were like, yo, we really need to see where is her movie. I thought she was gonna
yeah,
drop after Iron Man 2, but certainly after Captain America 2 is like, yo, that was their in right there.
yeah.
I've been like, yo, I'm ready for it. Drop that one. Like it was cloak. It'd been Cloak and Dagger. It'd have been about gathering intel. You could have sent her off on so many missions. It would have been
Nobody
awesome.
nobody shits on the X-Men movies for Storm being in them for a
No,
female. That was just garbage in my opinion.
no.
Uh, but it
Even Jean
was
Grey, even Jean Grey's character, which
yeah,
it didn't
yeah.
get weird until X-Men 3, at
It,
least.
I feel you. I feel
Where-
you. But no, nobody was complaining about women being in this shit.
No,
But
not at all.
yeah.
So I'm gonna keep. You want me to keep going on this one?
Um, I would say keep going. Mike said, well, I ain't trying to hear no more of that shit. Mike
Thank
said that's
you.
enough. Their only reason for
I
making this show was
appreciate it.
piss off the deplorables, as Hillary Clinton would say. Let me make sure there's no more. Yeah, Jen or Murdoch. Which Avenger would Jen get along with? Baby Groot. This is her answer. So this is the dumb shit that I'm talking about. The only character that these women know is Baby Groot. Oh, and Nebula. Nebula was great. Her whole
She was conflicted. That was great.
exactly.
That
To
was
see
great.
her come back and actually trying to help her sister out and that type of shit, like that relationship, that those sisters, that was great,
Yeah,
bro.
conflicting relationship. Yes,
Damn,
yes.
when you saw her fucking dismantled, we felt for Nebula.
You were like, damn, like the whole of your existence is parts, and he don't really care about you. He said, "Hey, I will just string up and pull you apart. That's all you are to me."
Yeah, bro, that shit was
You know what I
terrible,
mean?
man. Um, I'm scamming through.
That's fine.
Okay. I'm gonna bring it back up just because again, it's key shit that I'm trying to point out during this to
Okay.
show we're not just talking out of our ass. These are these people's thoughts. So I
Go.
skipped that. Now, did Marvel give you any suggestions for the hate comments they get online? Jessica Gal, that conversation between Jen and Kevin is very much the relationship that I have with real life Kevin, and a lot of that is taken from conversations I've had with him. So she always telling them, "You dumb, none of this makes sense." When he should have been telling her ass, "This shit is dumb, none of this makes sense." That scene was so much longer in the scripts. If they had let me, I probably would have written a 10-minute conversation of my avatar arguing with Kevin. That's what I mean. Self-insert. So if she would have had her way, she would have had a longer argument. That's what we would have been seeing. And she just said, this is her avatar. This is her arguing with Kevin. This is not fucking She-Hulk, people. This is why we're not getting the confident, sexy, competent She-Hulk. Because it is a self-insert of Jessica Gal. Oh my goodness. This is probably the tightest version of what it could have been. There were a couple of jabs where Kevin was like, okay, this is a little mean now. So y'all would have saw a longer conversation of her shitting on Kevin Feige. This is what she used this project to do. Not respect what came before. Like she wanted to say the John Byrne run. I love the John Byrne run. I just wanted to put that out there. It was no. I'm going to make She-Hulk me. And I'm going to argue with Kevin Feige. All right, let me keep going. Um, how did it feel to accurately predict what the trolls would be saying? Okay, our writers' room opened 3 years ago. The fact that we were able to predict what the reaction was going to be, what a lot of the trolling comments were going to be, really shows how very tired and unoriginal these trolls are. You know what this shows? This shows how much you don't believe in the actual fucking world that has been
Yep.
created, that is the
Yep.
MCU. Because you would realize that those troll ass comments that you're seeing doesn't work in your world. Nobody is online bitching about She-Hulk. You know how many dudes would have been like, "Oh, damn, we got a fine ass She-Hulk running around here."
Ooh.
You know how many people would have just been like all over that. And there's
Exactly.
no, you can't say, like I know they had the comments of these women haven't earned their position. Nobody knows the fucking real lives of these superheroes, not really, except for like maybe a Captain America or a Tony Stark who revealed their real lives. Nobody knows
Mhm.
She-Hulk just hopped up out of the blue or some shit, or that she got her powers from the Hulk. We've been bitching about that, but the people in your world don't know that shit, Jessica Gal. And if you actually fucking thought and took this more seriously, you would understand that. You would understand that it's dumb to put this in there. You would understand that these characters name their fucking selves, and we wouldn't have had an episode of fucking Titania using the name and them getting a fucking legal dispute over it.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness. I'm keep going.
Go off, King. Go off.
Oh shit! I was about to keep going. You would understand that we don't dedicate time and effort to the superhero suits. They just kind of happen. Whereas if you take like a Spider-Man or something, which we saw him actually needle and thread, because like, damn, this is a teenager, this is a kid. Where does he get a superhero suit from? Captain America was gifted his suit by the government. So it's like these things are addressed, but time is not spent on them unless we need to. And in the older Spider-Man movies, not this Tom Holland bullshit, you address that. Peter does not
Mhm.
have a suit. He does not have financial backing. He has to
No.
make this. He does not get fucking organic webbing. Well, he did in Tobey Maguire's, but in Andrew Garfield's, he did not get it. He has to create the fucking shit.
Himself.
That's when
Yeah.
you dedicate time to the backstory or those elements. But you gave us, Jessica Gal, a fucking episode where not even She-Hulk gets the outfit. Her best friend went and got the outfit from some dude that you don't even see till later on. That
Mhm.
shit should have been handled within the first or second
And
episode.
and I think they stole that idea from Invincible, because in Invincible there is a guy that's all he does. He's a tailor for superheroes. They just said, "Hey, let's make him black gay and throw in the one black gay character that everyone technically would remember from the flight attendant."
Well,
Because I know that. Good.
most people said that they got this shit from the Incredibles, the little short lady, because he was
Maybe.
sassy like her. I
And the thing is,
definitely see her in that character.
The thing is, I've seen him act, and although he does play a gay character, I don't even know if he's gay or not. But I mean, the character that he plays in at least the flight attendant, it was actually pretty good. I mean, he's
Mm-hmm.
more subdued. He's just like, "What are you doing right now? You are messing up my entire thing." It's more like he's irritated that someone would mess up a situation he's got. But it's like when Gal hired him, he's like, "Yo, I need you to turn up the gay a lot." And
Yeah.
I think that's the problem that I had, is the fact that he talks he's talking down and at as if he's being inconvenienced the entire time. As
Mm-hmm.
if like this is the third time this has happened that I've been taken hostage because you're mad at a design flaw. Like he's never had an attorney before. He's never gotten sued for faulty craftsmanship before.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I can go more in depth on it later on, but I'll let you
Edna
talk
mode.
on
Yeah.
this. Yeah, I'll let you talk about just based off of the this interview, and then I'll tell you kind of the problems I had with those last two episodes. Go ahead.
All right, let me keep on with this
Hmm.
goddamn article. That really tickled me because the little trolls that lives inside of me really loves trolling the trolls. Really, what you're doing is you fucking burning Marvel to the ground with this bullshit. Oh shit. Hey y'all, we are not the ones that are being affected by this. Okay, we make content and all that, we passionate, but again, we still have our same fucking books, our same fucking movies, our same cartoons that we can revisit. It is this company that's dying from this move. All right, let me keep going. Let me keep going. How did you decide to introduce Scar? Well, I didn't even know who Scar was. From the beginning, that's her. From the beginning, we often talked about if there would there be a cameo. Okay, there would be a cameo at the end, or in typical Marvel fashion, would we tease a new character at the very end? A big cameo will be completely dependent on who was available and who was willing to do it. And you can't really bank on that at the stage. We talked a lot about what character we could tease. Ultimately, it was Kevin who decided it should be Scar. His look is all Kevin Feige. So in an interview, she blames him.
Threw him on the bus. Threw him under the bus
She
again.
threw him under the bus for how terrible that shit looked. Ultimately, it was Kevin who decided it should be Scar. Damn. So she was like, "Yeah, all of that trolling the trolls, that was me. But the comic stuff that we introduced that you don't like, that was Kevin. That was Kevin. I can't do
It's all
anything,
It was all at Kevin.
I,
All Kevin.
bro."
Uh, keep
In
reading at
in
your own
the
expense, man. I go ahead.
okay, okay. Like because again, I want to give our fans this information or subscribers and whatnot for anybody who checks in out in the video to show we're not talking out of our ass. These are these people's actual words. So that's why I'm like really I want to keep reading and give this to y'all. Um In the episode set at the superhero retreat run by Emil Blonsky, aka the Abomination, you introduce several little known Marvel characters like the vampire Saracen. Was he meant as a Blade reference, with the other obscure comic book characters you want to use? She basically says like we wanted a man bat looking creature, but we couldn't do that. There's a lot of characters Kami wanted to pull out, but couldn't make stories up around them, or they was already being introduced somewhere. And then Argo is here because so people, not our supporters, but naysayers and all that, as the hate comes our way, like, no, we're not talking out of our ass. Here's the article. You can read this shit. I'm just paraphrasing, but I'm not lying. We tried playing around with them, didn't have anything storyized, right? Because you're not creative. That
Exactly.
leapfrog shit was so retarded. At one point, we come up with a story for Stilt Man because it's such a silly character. We ended up not really okay. Stilt Man. What was Kevin Feige's reaction to the finale? Cat Coiro. I don't know who this is. Now,
That's
okay.
that's the other writer. That's the other writer.
So this is also important because this person actually said something that I actually appreciated. And diversity of thought, there was some, but maybe because she's white and Jessica is Asian, they had to go with her idea. But Kevin had a huge hand in the finale and in the character of Kevin. Ironically, I was more squeamish about it than they were. I was like, are we going too far? Are we throwing Marvel and fans under the bus by putting down Marvel films? So somebody was thinking it. They're all not retarded, but they didn't have the approved whatevers. So we couldn't go with that. They have such a self-deprecating, irreverent sense about themselves, and we're totally willing to poke fun at themselves. Any criticism you can lob at them, they have thought of it. So somebody said, like, bruh, nah. Oh, y'all hear me, right? She actually says it. Are we throwing them under the bus? Should we not be shitting on the fans? And it was, all right, all right. Did you have to dig deep for all the Marvel criticism or just scroll through Twitter? One thing I noticed is that at the beginning of the series, I was getting a lot of nasty, mean comments. As it's gone forward, that has stopped. I think it's because now they realize when they target us, they're playing directly into our hands. And we called it, which is pretty gratifying. It's so satisfying. Even negative commentary, I always interpret as engagement. If people are that angry, they are paying attention. I look at all of it as positive. So just because people are talking about it is positive for her, but she don't give a fuck about what this does to the reputation of the company, of these movies. She's saying it, y'all. She's saying it, not me.
Agreed.
Not me.
Agreed.
We're playing into their hands by putting comments. Yet again, our comments are actually valid and they don't work in your show. But you're so full of yourself that you don't think about none of this. You just want to say, haha, they said the thing that I said they would say. I was right. It's no, bitch, you still dumb. You even dumber for not even realizing this.
Oh God.
How many cameos? Okay, okay.
No, read it. No, read the last question because that's important.
I'm skimming through this one.
No, no, the reverberation one. That one. Read that one
Yeah,
because
yeah. I'm trying to see
that's good. Oh,
what they saying about Scar. Okay, so this is another thing which I said in another video. She don't really know like the whole of the show, what's going on. You got different people working on different projects, so she only worked with what she, like how she was saying with the characters. She would come up with something, but then realize, or they'll tell her like, nah, that character's going to appear or do something else. So Marvel, they're not all on the same page with this shit. That's why it's so fucking retarded and spread everywhere and like inconsistent. All right, how many of the cameos at the end, like Daredevil, Scar, Hulk, and Abomination, were just for gags, or were they intentionally placed for future storylines? Kevin was very specific about Scar, so I'm sure there is some plan in the future, though I have no idea what that might be. Now, the thing about that is, with that Thor Ragnarok shit, that was supposed to be the fucking story where you introduced all of this, but
yep.
y'all ain't thinking this shit through. We all knew that Daredevil had to come back because people love him and their chemistry is so great because people love him. So if we say he's coming back, if he's a lawyer coming in a lawyer show, people will want to watch. That's me saying that, not her. I only wish that Patty Guggenheim as Madison had come back in the finale. That's my great regret. That's her great regret that this. Oh, drunk, retarded broad. Then, oh my goodness. Hey, women wrote this. Women wrote this. That's an assault to geek women, but incompetent women wrote this. What reverberations will the finale have in the future of the MCU? I like when Kevin says that the glitch has been fixed because I don't want every character in the MCU to be able to confront him about their plot lines. So I'm hoping that it's a one-time thing. We we now know that it exists, but I don't think that we should revisit it all the time. Now, what I
Exactly. Go ahead.
yeah. So going forward, everybody's going to be thinking, okay, if She-Hulk is in a project, she can just get out of it like this. Like whatever issues, turmoil they're having, She-Hulk can default to this. People are going to be thinking, can Deadpool do this? Um, and also maybe her narcissism leads her to do this because okay, I handle the character that can do the fourth wall breaking, no other character can do that. So she'll feel special in that regard. Only my character can break the fourth wall. So
Right. Only my character gets a reboot within the show that I wrote.
yeah.